Where's my cat? There, pull the cat up.
And bam, we are live as Sonia's talking about her cats.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
You know what? The segment never ends here. Never ends.
You know, actually, you know what? I've definitely not used that enough. The hello, you cool kittens. I can't talk apparently.
I just saw on CNN. I guess she got the.
She did get the zoo.
She got the zoo.
Not the zoo.
She got Joe Exotic Zoo.
Like a court-ordered thing that like
court
Jeff
order,
has to
yeah.
eat in like 10 days.
Yeah.
Gifted.
She's
Yeah.
at the zoo.
So she actually like
Killed her husband and got a zoo.
She's gonna own the zoo. She's gonna own Joe Exotic Zoo.
Oh my God! Like Joe Exotic must be going absolutely crazy.
He's in prison. We don't know.
So I think what I'm hearing is that there's going to be like a Tiger
Maybe a
King
number 2.
sequel of some kind.
Yeah.
Tiger Queen.
Tiger Queen, there you go.
She must be like a ruthless business person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's a better word.
Sonia, are you wrapped up in a blanket?
It's cold down here. It's chilly. It's not as hot as it is upstairs. The temperature changed. My body just didn't adjust. So here I am.
Do you have a sweatshirt on at least?
No.
Oh, you're like my kids. They're like, I'm cold. I'm like, put some more clothes on.
I had a sweater down here. I had a blanket, a comforter, no sweater. So here we are.
That's like literally one of my pet peeves when people complain about the heat or the cold, but they're either overdressed or, you know, they don't have a sweater.
I can't go back up the stairs. My legs hurt too much.
Actually, yeah, you know what? Let's get the real touch on this. Shelly, are your legs sore this morning? Or today?
No.
What the hell?
Excuse me.
It was a good workout. I liked it, but yeah, no, I'm not sore. I might have some DOMs tomorrow. My again, can still feel my tries a bit from yesterday, but
my shoulders are like
from the other day.
Like I said, when we did those one-legged star pulses, like I said to John, I texted him after. I'm like, it's like somebody was sticking a shiv into my thigh. It was horrible.
I wanted to cry.
Oh yeah, I'm like, I couldn't take it anymore.
John, do you Google hardest like leg moves?
You know what happens is I asked Caroline like what she does in her classes, because like she's always saying that like, you know, do more than just the weights, right? Because like if it was up to me, we would just be like working out weights and stuff like that. You know, so she's always like, add some hit stuff. I'm like, I can hit stuff. You mean like hit the bag? You know, but so like she'll give me some ideas, and I kind of like mix them together type thing. You know, yeah, that pulsing, I can't stand it. You know, it does like the same thing. Like, and then I don't know why, but like that turning into that star motion just seems to like put way more.
I couldn't do it. Like my knee was like, hey man, remember boundaries? This isn't good. Like,
I just had no balance.
Yeah.
I know. I was cheating. I was holding on to the punching bag beside me.
So we're here. What was it? You're here.
You put your hands up like you're like trying to balance yourself, but you're actually holding onto 2 walls.
Pulsing. There, I'll be honest. There's a spot in there where I was supposed to. So after pulsing, I was supposed to put in the hold. You know, the hold position. But like I couldn't. I was already making a fool of myself, falling all over the place. I'm like, I can't put the hold in there. My legs feel like it's explode.
Yeah. No, it's
like when you're on Spotlight during those things, because there was one day when we were still at my mother-in-law's, I totally fell off my ball, like totally rolled right off the side. I was like, good thing nobody saw that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Of course, my family slept through it. But.
Yeah, don't worry about that, because I'm pretty sure like I, you know, partially entertain people trying to do some of those exercises.
Keeps me awake.
Crazy. Yeah.
Giggling is fun.
Yeah. Like I think my nightmare would be doing one of Caroline's classes. You know, because she likes all that stuff, like hip rotation things. Yeah, I want to do that. I really don't want to.
Oh, it's fun. It's good. Getting swole, guys. And you're not, because you're not doing the workout.
So my goal, I'm getting. I don't know. You guys see that? It could be the lighting.
It's like a little like bump.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just move it around till the lighting's just right.
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Oh, there's the spot.
Yeah, right there. That's the one.
But my goal is.
You know what? Here, I'll mark it with a pencil, okay, or a pen.
Highlight.
We'll draw in the definition.
Yeah, like I don't have definition, so I want to get like the lines in there. You know, some people they just like they flex and it's like where the heck did that come from? The guy must like work out arms only ever. You know?
Some of the kids have more definition than me. We're gonna do like, all right, guys, let's do a picture of our muscles.
6-year-olds that flex with their forearm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, eh?
I got it. Look at my muscles.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna plug in the computer while you guys keep on going. I'm worried about the timer.
You know what? I don't know. At least we're trying.
Yeah, it's good.
We just got a nasty like 10-minute storm come through here. It was crazy. Like all of a sudden, like
Here.
the umbrellas were blowing around in the back deck, and yeah, it was nasty.
Nothing here.
I was found a rainstorm earlier.
It's coming. It's coming to you.
The storm.
You're west of us, so
West.
Yeah.
Yeah. The West.
go west.
Go west.
What is there supposed to be more rain coming in, or is that now?
I think there's a little bit tonight. I don't know.
It was like this till Friday.
Yeah, it's like pop-ups.
On, off, doesn't
Yeah.
know what it wants to do.
Apparently it's raining now, but there's no rain here.
You gotta love weather apps, eh?
Yeah, because you know what? Like anybody can say anything, and they're probably half right, so they get some credibility, right? So
You're shot in the dark. That's
I
all.
think they spin a big wheel wherever it lands. That's what they say.
it's like when they say, you know, chance of sun and cloud with 30 or 40% chance of rain, and it's like, okay, well, why don't you just cover all the bases? Like it's either sunny or cloudy, it might rain. We're not sure. You know, it's just
Watch out for a hailstorm.
Yeah.
Let's get down to business here, man.
Okay.
Adam, you watched the fights.
I did. Yes, I watched the
You
fights.
you are a resident expert. Ricky, did you get a chance to see the fights?
I saw some of the highlights and stuff.
Cool. What were your overall thoughts? I did not see them. I had Sonia show me some of the highlights because I was curious to see that Mackenzie Dern leg lock
The knee bar. Yeah.
That's
You know, she nailed that really quick too. Like, I mean, she knew exactly what she was doing, but I mean, she's like multiple world champion jiu-jitsu, right? So I mean, she's there.
It was her saving grace in MMA because like she's not that great of a striker. We
No,
saw
it's not.
She's got power though.
I don't know.
She's not. No.
I'm not a
She's
fan.
like
I'm not.
flatline.
I don't know, man.
You're not a fan of her?
Not a fan. I don't know. I just the whole missing weight thing by so much, so many times to me is ridiculous.
I'll take the 25% pay increase though.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Do you think she texted like up opposite guys like, "Hey guys, just so you know, I'm not making weight today. Congratulations."
Well, no, they realize ahead of time that they're not going to make weight, so they just put on a couple extra pounds.
I mean, I'm on the mindset, and I don't know, maybe I'm like a one-off here, but you know, in Pride, there's no weight cutting, right? And they like actually do hydration tests and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you're right, Ricky. Like, maybe, you know, they probably still let you sneak through, but you know, I mean, you fight at the weight that you walk around at for more or less. You have to do a hydration test, and they like check your kidneys and everything, like make sure everything's functioning.
I think that's the way to go.
Well, you're going to get a better product out of it, right? Because you lose a lot when you weight cut. You know, and say you lose 20 pounds, your body's not going to be the same the next day. Even if you rehydrate properly, you're still not going to be 100%.
I can't remember who I was listening to, but they were saying like, if they were to actually do that in the like UFC where they do the hydration tests and stuff, like you won't see as much knockouts, you won't see as much crazy stuff because they're not dehydrated, right?
Well, for sure. I mean, you can't tell me that Tyron Woodley walked into that octagon at 170. You know what I mean? He was probably closer to 200. You know what I mean? So
you're transitioning to talking about Tyron Woodley's fight.
Oh,
because that was seamless.
Yeah. I don't know about him, man. He was a good champion for a while, but then like
until he just wasn't.
Yeah, until he just wasn't. Gilbert Burns, man, he's the real deal, though. I think he's all right. The guy's got some good. Another world champion jiu-jitsu artist, right? So, and he can strike. So
I saw him almost like he was on the ground and he shot for something. I can't remember what, but I was like legitimately impressed because like a lot of people don't do much when they're on the ground. Like they just like they don't do much or they get up. This guy actually like shot for something. It's cool.
Yeah. It was only Woodley's brute strength that got him up a couple of times, but I mean, other than that, he would have been wrapped up like a pretzel. It would have been crazy. So yeah.
Woodley is definitely an athletic specimen.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's not Cuban guy. It's
Joel Romero.
Joel Romero.
He's pretty damn close though.
Yeah, like, Joel Romero is insane. The guy's 40. What is he? 42.
42.
Yeah, 42.
42. They do talk about changing their birth certificates in Cuba or something like that, right?
I was listening to Rogan there the other day, and he said he was talking to somebody, and he said that something was wrong with his eye,
Yeah.
Romero's eye, and they went and they checked, and like the guy called Dana White, and he's like, "Where did you find this guy?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, even his eye ligaments are like 3 times bigger than everybody else's
like
eye ligaments should be.
over his eye. That's not supposed to be there or something.
He's like, so Rogan's like, I don't know, maybe they did some genetic testing on people like in Cuba, and he was one of the success stories.
He's a mutant.
Holy jeez. So
he was too fast.
Experiment got loose.
That's great.
Did you guys ever listen to that podcast where they talk about like how they have to earn their spots like in those Cuban restaurant houses?
Yeah, you get, if you win and you do well, you get fed 3 meals a day. If you
yes, I did hear that.
You get fed 2 meals a day. Like you're literally fighting for food.
Yeah, talk about motivation for competition. Just like even like to be like, the best person in the gym, you get the best bed.
Yeah.
You get the most meals, you get the first optional meals. Like it's just crazy. Like how these guys come. What's up, Bucko?
I'm at you.
Not much, buddy.
I think I've talked to you guys before about that guy, Dave Leduc. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he fights Letway over in Thailand or whatever, right? So
that's crazy.
But the way he got into the fight game is he had to. So they have like prison fights, and it's like if you win the fight, you get released from prison. Yeah, so there's it's like a 1-day tournament. You fight like 6 times, and if you win the tournament, you get released.
Bro, is this a movie you've watched?
I was just gonna say,
it's legit. It's legit. So he went in there and he fought those guys just because.
No, I'm dead serious. I thought Kickboxer was real too.
I don't know. Like he told his story. He's like, no, I fought like prison guys.
No, they do Thai prison fights. They got to show if they win. It's like a legit thing.
Yeah, and if you win, you're out.
How the heck? What?
Different place, man.
Yeah,
different place, I guess.
Definitely never heard of it.
I don't
well,
think
I mean, this guy also trains like he trains headbutts, like because you're allowed to headbutt. So like he headbutts the pads. He does like.
It's like my daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, he does headbutts. So.
Does Ellie like headbutt the pads?
Well, she would headbutt anything.
It's crazy.
Yeah. They both have very hard heads. Logan probably more than her, but yeah. Use what you got, I guess.
Use your strengths.
Dave was taking videos the other day with the grappling dummy, and I'm like, oh, cool, like so he sets up his iPad, he puts it on the floor, he's like, all of a sudden me and Caroline hear him, hi everybody, it's David Cole from Sudbury on Main. He's like, today I'm gonna kick the dummy. So I'm thinking, okay, what's this gonna? He goes in and just basically flops around, like thinking he's gonna be funny, like falling over the dummy, getting back up, tripping over the dummy again. I'm like, oh my god,
so cute.
Future star.
Yeah.
TikTok famous right there.
Yeah, not quite as TikTok famous as you with your dandelions, but.
Have you seen that video?
I watched it.
Yeah.
You know what? I think Caroline's right. The reason why you're TikTok famous is because your face is not in that video.
No, I know. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I don't know how it's got like 119,000 views or something.
That's insane.
I know. And then like, I even tried to egg people on in the comments because I get, the Karens of the world that are like, oh, you should leave those dandelions there. Like that's for the bees. And I'm like, whatever. So of course, like I started telling those people like, hey, get a life. Or like one person's like, you should Google about bees and how important they are in your life. I'm like, whatever, man, take it easy.
Yeah, you're trolling him now.
Oh yeah,
he's all famous.
Oh, you're the next one, Ryan.
Oh, God.
About dandelions, not jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, dandelions. I'm gonna shit talk anyone about dandelions. But it's just funny, like how there's no rhyme or reason to TikTok.
It's great.
Bust your butt trying to get views and stuff like that, and then what gets views? Pulling out dandelions out of your lawn.
And you can easily waste like 3 hours of your life.
Oh yeah.
Just disappeared. I've fallen victim to TikTok a few times.
Too many times.
What's on the Instagram app that I never noticed before is if you look at your activity, it'll tell you how long you spend on Instagram. It's not so much on the,
I don't want to see that.
Yeah. It's not so much the business accounts type thing or business pages, but it's on your personal page. You look on your personal page.
All right, let's see how much of
Sonia's gonna see how long.
Where is it? It's under settings?
I think activity, if you go like.
Oh, I see.
7 hours a day. What?
Yeah. What?
If Ricky's right beside you, he's going to find out exactly what you do all day here.
Yeah.
29 minutes.
29 minutes. Today?
But
Not bad.
so this is the thing. I hop between my 3 accounts constantly. So I have like my personal, I have my like martial art page and the SMMA page. I spend my whole day hopping from page to page to page to page to page.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So,
Yep. Between
She's up to 35
what?
minutes.
Oh.
I'm adding it.
what other of the fights did impress you, Adam?
And I didn't think she was gonna win.
Ooh, Chikagan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a pretty good fight too. Actually, she looked really good against Shevchenko.
Got like 6 fights where someone's got like 20 and fought the title.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
was
I
like
was very surprised.
10
I was surprised she wasn't on the main card, to be honest. That fight should have been main card, I thought. But anyway.
I thought Antonio was like more experienced.
No, she just lost to the Happy Ninja, Roxanne Modafferi.
Oh, that's
She
true.
should
that's right, eh? Happy Warrior.
That's
Oh,
true.
Happy Ninja. She's
The
still
Happy
fighting.
Warrior. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
good.
She's beaten a bunch of the young ones. And
Yeah.
she's beaten up everybody.
She's
She's
kind
on
of
a roll, eh, Roxanne?
Yeah,
She's got
found her way
the
back.
weirdest aesthetic. Like, hold on, let me see if I can find a picture. Like, she's so cool, but so weird at the same time. Like, she's a great fighter, but she looks like,
Nerd.
She's just very pleasant. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
she's so happy.
She's unassuming.
Yeah, she's
when we
very
were
pleasant.
in was it Vegas? Yeah, her gym's in Vegas, the one she
Yeah,
trained.
she's been at Syndicate.
Yeah, Syndicate, yeah. Syndicate, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, we visited that gym when we were there, and what a crazy, crazy gym.
The lady with the like full shorts and t-shirts.
Oh yeah.
Here.
That's awesome.
She's crazy. She's so cool. And like, but I don't know, man.
Like she's one of those people like that are literally happy for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. Super positive. You know?
Yeah. Which is super cool. And like, you don't really see that in like in MMA one, and like in general, it's like you just don't see it, which is really cool.
I think we have that in Shay.
It's true. That's
Shay
true.
Shay would be her soulmate.
No chance.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's so true. That's
You know
true.
what else? Sorry, you asked about the fights. I just had to look back. You know what other one? I don't know if you guys saw that Spike Carlisle and Billy. That was an insane Billy Q fight.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there was, I don't know. To me, there wasn't, and I'm not as adverse as you guys are in that stuff, but like there wasn't a lot of technique there, but it was pretty crazy. Like, it was just,
Those are always the best fights.
well, they were brawling, you know. I mean, there's a lot of like half wrestling, and you know, I mean, the guy couldn't hold the other guy down. He gets back up, he starts hitting him. It was just like knock him out bar fight kind of thing. It was
like,
pretty good.
It's like when we do the northern fights, you know, the best fights are the brawls in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes when the people fight a little bit too conservative and like a little bit too careful, they're not as fun to watch. Where
Come out swinging.
two guys, you know, they've been like, yeah, they both
Never fought before.
and they're like, let's fight. We're like, cool, let's do
Those
it.
are the best ones.
Same weight, 6 months, and those guys, they go in there, and it's like some of the best fights, for especially when the crowd behind them.
Absolutely crazy.
Well, look at the, for example, was it Derek Lewis and
Oh God,
Derek Lewis and Nagano
Yeah.
fight. And it's like,
That was
you know, they're
boring.
both, neither one wants to hit the other one because they're going to go out.
yeah, I would want to.
Just-
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was like
He's
Beside them.
like completely avoiding Nagano because
Yeah,
he
it was-
knows how hard he can hit. I mean, I wouldn't want to get hit by him.
Well, no.
But didn't they both just gas out in that fight?
Oh, horribly.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a horrible fight. I mean, it was.
That was the one. My balls are hot.
No.
That was that fight.
I love that one.
Oh, that
That
was,
oh,
okay.
My
I
bad.
don't think that was. I thought. Oh, maybe it was. I don't know.
They knocked out Volkov.
Oh.
That's
They
right.
definitely knocked him out, and then like, well, he was losing that fight horribly.
Oh, 100%.
And he knocked him out last minute. Eh? It was like.
Yeah.
last-
Cocked his head, closed his eyes, and swung over the top, and it landed.
I would do that though. I'm that person. You know, it's too hot. I would, the end.
Oh, sorry.
For all the people who stay late at the club sometimes for the jiu-jitsu nights, it's like, are you going home with that? I'm like, yeah, I'm not wearing my gi pants home. It's disgusting.
It's traumatizing.
Yeah.
You get used to it.
No, you don't.
The first time, you're like, oh. The second time, you're like, ah.
I
And
don't
the
know,
third
man.
time, you're walking out the door with them without pants
Yeah.
on.
The evening classes are going to get a little bit more popular now.
Yeah.
People are just waiting outside in their cars, like, hey.
Oh yeah, I'm like, I'll bring a towel. I'll put it on my seat because I just don't want to walk in my gi pants. So bad. horrible.
Especially in the summer when it's
Yeah.
like a million degrees. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh yeah.
Just
Soon, hopefully.
I guess the closest comparison I have is trying to put on jeans after like a hard night of sparring and rolling, then trying to put on jeans.
jeans.
Not
You don't want to put on
bring
jeans.
clothes. Don't come back on.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just throw my skinny jeans in.
Yeah. Yeah, skinny jeans are worse, right?
You got so many pairs of those.
Yeah. I'm not even sure what a skinny jean is. I used to think that skinny jeans were the ones with the tight at the calf. Does that make sense?
Like
Yeah,
a
I
boot
think they
cut?
are, aren't they?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've never been the skinny jeans body type, so
I have no idea. But because like
Very
no,
confused.
like when I was young, like if they were flared out, that was bell bottoms, and that was not cool. But I think it's cool nowadays, right? Bell
It's
bottoms.
coming back. The hipsters are bringing it back. So.
Ugh.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's the last thing I want to wear. And then apparently, I guess whatever they call straight cut is like dad jeans.
Yes.
It's called the dad jeans.
Oh, that's boot cut.
The old
Most
carpenter
straight
cut.
No,
Carpet with the little loop.
Yeah, those are the best. That's where you hang your keys.
do you guys remember that SNL commercial, Mom Jeans? Do you remember
Oh
that?
my God, yeah.
Thank you, Shelley. That's
I sent somebody a meme of that for Mother's Day. Like
that's the
jeans up to their boobs. It's hilarious.
oh, that's the best.
No,
So
and
good.
now that's popular again.
Oh,
What are those waist
Honestly-
ties or whatever they're called?
So the high-waisted skinny jeans have come back. Like they came back almost like 10 years ago. But I'm
10
not
years?
a fan of the mom high-waisted. I don't think it looks. I don't know. Like Shelly, do you wear mom jeans like that?
no.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. I feel like I just don't
I
like.
see all these girls out and they have the super high-waisted mom jeans and like a crop top. I'm like,
There.
oh,
No,
okay.
There
Yeah, that's it.
Ew.
Oh, Caroline wears those.
That
with pleats.
Caroline would not.
Get rid of her.
No,
9-inch zipper.
she's
With
not here to defend herself. So it's yeah, Caroline wears those pleated, jeans, waist ties.
You're so
Oh, she's gonna watch this now.
No, she's not. No, the Caroline actually gets mad at me sometimes because apparently, you're not supposed to wear your jeans above your waist. Like when I put my jeans on, they sit at the belly button. That's where jeans are supposed to go, aren't they?
Depends the style, I guess.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, my leggings go up to my belly button.
I don't have that issue.
you don't have that issue.
I'm a size like 14 kids, so boys.
She doesn't wear their
We just
jeans
had a bin
above
of
their
clothes that Ricky
I
could
wear
wear.
a women's lunch. Thank you.
If you shop in the child section, there's no tax on that.
It's cheaper.
I'm,
It is.
I got boots from that guy's, my Canadian Tire rain boots, kids
Nice.
section. I've got several clothes from the kids section, and they're popping.
Yep.
You can go into Justice and just fill up.
You clean bucks.
They have such good sales, but everything's so obnoxiously bright, and like there's all those
Oh, yeah.
sequins and stuff. So I can't do it to myself.
Dan went there to get a gift card for one of our friends' kids. He's like, our kids are never wearing clothes. That was before we even had Ellie.
Yeah, we just had Logan at that time.
So Logan, man.
That's so funny. You guys like frequent shoppers now?
No.
And the story they told.
I don't know. Maybe it's like 10 years ago they said never doing that, but
At
then
least
here
not
they
that.
are.
No.
What's that place called? Justice?
Justice.
No
We'll
idea.
figure it out in about 5 years.
It's
Yeah.
like, it's like tween. Well,
Yeah,
even
it
younger
probably
than
won't be
tween.
open when the mall opens anyways.
So and that's like just obnoxious, like
Right. Yeah.
colors,
A lot.
sequins, glitter.
Yeah, we're not there yet. Isla's only 6. We're good.
You got like 3 years, maybe.
Yeah, a couple of years probably. I don't know.
And it's back to the fights. Can we talk about the Justin Gaethje fight? I'm still not over it.
Oh, that thing was insane.
Did you guys listen to him on the Joe Rogan
Yeah.
podcast?
I just finished that today. Yes.
I feel like he has a hard time forming sentences now.
You know what?
Don't tell him I said that because
So much more like audible and intelligent.
what?
Like his coach, so Justin was trying to say something. It was taking him like a minute to say it, and then his coach just like summed it up very quickly and
And he mocked
intelligent.
him with it.
Even
It's funny,
even when his coach,
We're going to punch in the face. Like his coach straight up mocked him.
yeah,
funny because Joe normally has the fighters on just by themselves, but when he brought Trevor Whitman in too, I'm like, maybe there's a reason for that. You know what I mean? Maybe he's just not that great with the whole interview thing. So I don't know.
Got a
Because
feeling
Whitman can talk, right? I mean,
he's not his
He might be like a Stipe Miocic where they have to give him subtitles, and he's English.
yeah.
And he's
I don't know, like I'm listening to him talk, and I'm like, does he sound like there might be some damage there? Like,
You know what, man? He's a smart fighter, and he's one hell of a fighter right now. Honestly, he's on a pretty good streak, so it's interesting.
I'm sure I have no. I'm not someone to question his fighting ability. I'm just like I can't get over his the lack of his ability to speak. Kind of like me right now. But like his coach, but even his coach was making fun of him, like you said, Ricky A. Like I remember one time he comes in the corner after fight. He's like, he doesn't even hit that hard, and I'm like, oh, God.
You said that.
Yeah.
Like I think Ricky said that.
I think I got my brain scrambled.
And then you lost.
Whatever.
Well, when he says that he wasn't focused because he was having too much fun getting hit, I'm like, dude, that's not the way to go. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It happens.
yeah. Oh well.
Another guy I can't get over, and I'm like crushing real hard. Thug Nasty. What's his real name?
Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell? Bryce Mitchell. He just manhandled some jiu-jitsu black belt, and it was crazy. What was the one crucifix he kept doing? The one choke?
Hidden arm?
No, it was not. Anyways, it was absolutely insane. Thug Nasty. Check it out.
I don't know. I don't like him just because of his name.
Changing my name to Buck
I got
Nasty.
a soft spot.
nasty. There you go.
Nasty.
Did you guys hear about John Jones?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, he's given up his belt because he wanted to fight Nagano.
Yeah.
And I think Dana wasn't going to put it together.
Or wasn't enough money.
Or wasn't enough money. That's what it was. And so he's like, you know what? You guys can have the belt then. I'm done. Because Dana was like, man, you haven't done a lot for yourself outside of the gym, right? Or, outside of the octagon. Like, you're not really helping your cause as a role model or anything. So why should we pay you big bucks kind of thing? So he's like, screw you guys. So now he says he wants to fight Adesanya. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think that being a champion in UFC, you have to have, like, your standards are higher for, like, your out-of-ring behavior, right? Yeah. Like, martial arts is all about respect. And, like, being a role model, and if you're not going to beat that outside the ring, like, you shouldn't be applauded for that.
So here's what I'll take.
See?
MMA is not really a martial art anymore.
Yeah. This is where, like, I agree with Ricky on that. Like, it's funny because people ask me all the time, like, well, what do you think about martial arts? Like, Conor McGregor, remember when McGregor was talking so much shit and all that kind of stuff? Like, and I was like, I like it, man. That's what I want to see. Like,
it's fun. It's really great. It's really cool. But it's like, I think your like core values, like Conor McGregor's core values, are still okay. Like, they're fine. Like, he's not a complete trash bag.
Yeah. And this is where, like, well, I don't know. Like, he threw a friggin' thing at a bus and picks fights and
like an old dude.
Might be a little bit vague.
I think that's his persona when he's on camera for the UFC, right? I don't think he's necessarily that guy off the screen. Where
guys can't be that way all the time. You know what I mean? You wouldn't think he's that much of a ding.
It's like
you look at guys like Mike Bisping or like Chael Sonnen and those other guys too, and they were like nasty, right? I mean, they talked crap like better than anybody. But outside of the octagon, they said flat out, "Hey, man, it's just to sell tickets. That's what it is." You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like the WWE.
Look at
Joe, right?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, drawn a blank. The All-American guy just lost his in the title fight to
Colby Covington?
Colby Covington. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, drawing a blank there. Guys like, trying to piss people off on purpose, but apparently he's not a bad dude, you know what I mean? So it's just he's playing the heel. So
he's playing the heel. He also wants to be in the WWE after.
Yeah.
Set it up.
Yeah.
You get the fans that look at that and they're disgusted. Some people are like, I can't believe that this guy's a heel. I'm like, no, man, that's what I want to see. I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to that martial arts, this may not be popular, but I don't think that MMA is like martial arts necessarily. Like, I'm more of
guys like that are champions. Like, they did kickboxing, they did Muay Thai, they did jiu-jitsu, like the more martial arts where there's more like respect and stuff.
Except for John Jones,
I guess.
My honest opinion is I think like you don't need to be a good martial artist to be a good fighter. Like,
No.
and people
No,
get mad
that's
about
true.
that, but I'm like, you know, you could be a physical specimen beast with a hard right hand and a good jaw, and you can probably do very well in MMA.
Look at you, Romero.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
or
know,
Nagano or any of those guys, right? I mean, you know. So.
now some people would argue like, well, if your martial arts are that good, you should be able to defend yourself. But I don't know, like, you know, there comes a point where, you know, obviously if someone puts in the physical work, like there's a whole bunch of components, right? So if they put in that hard physical work and gets their body strong to a point, like that's going to carry them, you know. I'm sure like maybe Buckle, like in your hockey, it's the same thing. Like you can have guys who are fantastic hockey players, but if they don't have the physical ability or they don't have the size or they don't have the
They're
speed.
morons. Not a lot that are morons, and
Yeah.
that really causes issues on the ice.
No, and that's what I mean. Like I believe that that's the case in MMA as well. You know, like, and I don't want to mention names, but like, there's some people who are like, this guy is such a great fighter. I'm like, he's probably very, very tough and will rip your head off if he gets it in a guillotine or something like that. But like, you know, that doesn't mean that, you know, the striking is good or their jiu-jitsu is good. You know what I mean? So I was telling this to Sonia earlier today. Like, I used to be a big fan of MMA, but I'm becoming more and more of a fan of, like, you know, high level striking, like Glory, for example. Like some of those fights are crazy if you watch them.
Big one, that kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then like, you know, if you look at jiu-jitsu, like I prefer to watch, like, you know, high level jiu-jitsu matches, whether it's gi or no gi, it doesn't matter. I prefer to watch like the elite levels of those sports.
That's,
and
like you said, that's more true martial arts, right? Because I mean, you know, there's jiu-jitsu and then there's MMA jiu-jitsu, right? And it's completely different. So it's, you know, it's even the Muay Thai stuff. There's Muay Thai and then there's MMA Muay Thai. There's striking. It's, you know, there's different. You don't see the plum. You don't see that kind of stuff as much, right? So you know, it's a different style altogether.
The big portion of that is making money. You're not going to make money in Glory, or you're not going to make as much money in Glory. Not as much money being a jiu-jitsu guy than MMA. Like MMA was where the money's at.
Well, exactly, and you know, you look at a guy like Damian Maia, for example. He's kind of a one-trick pony. I mean, he's dominant on the ground, and he's probably one of the last true like jiu-jitsu guys that got in there and made a good run of it. But you know, I mean, those are few and far between, and he's lucky he made some money off that, right? So yeah.
And like, here's the thing, you know, how long ago did he start fighting? Like, if you know, and we're kind of lucky where we've seen the evolution of the UFC, right? Where, you know, we've seen the early 90s when it was literally style versus style.
Yep.
And then, you know, fast forward, you know, 30 years, and now you have athletes fighting. It's not so much style versus style anymore.
Look at Greg Hardy. Like, Greg Hardy's in the UFC. He's just an athlete. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he is. He's you said it. Like, he's not good at anything. He's just a big, strong dude that can take a punch. You know, so
like you get guys like John Jones, for example, who's arguably one of the best MMA fighters of all time. He's what, a blue belt or something?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's just got his blue belt not too long ago.
Dang, I'm right behind you.
But you know, try and snap his arm. Like, who was it that had a hold of his arm and like? Yeah, and
Vitor did,
like I'm pretty sure Vitor could have broke his arm and it didn't matter. Like, he wasn't going to tap. Like he's, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's two different. I think MMA is a sport.
It's a whole different ball game. It's completely different. But I'm just a fan of it all.
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely a fan of it. You know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so when I see the hype, it's like when Fletcher fights, and, you know, I know it sounds funny, but like when Fletcher fights, you know, like he's going to shit talk whoever he's fighting. I find it entertaining. And sometimes people are like, as the coach, like, you should discourage that. I'm like, I don't know. It's a fight.
How many tickets did you sell though? Like, how many people showed up to that Northern Fights?
Oh yeah. Like, you know, it was fun, you know, like
your brother used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
He would, oh my God, he would shit talk every guy he fought. He would like do press and stuff when they had his fights. He was brutal. And then after, he'd shake hands and be fine. But
oh yeah, and that's what it is. Because
what's the picture that was on your parents' fridge of this guy? They had an outdoor fight, and he'd break his nose, or his face was black, and Andrew's having a beer with him after the fight and whatever. So
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, and that's what I mean. Like, to me, like, that's what makes it entertaining.
Yeah.
And martial arts, and maybe it's because too, like, you know, when I studied martial arts, especially like as I was younger, it was very, very different. Like, I don't even know if like we can teach like that anymore. You know, like we had like a very, very strict code of conduct, like within a martial arts class. And a lot of it was based on, Japanese culture, of course. Like, Sonia and I have talked about this. You go for dinner with your instructor and people are supposed to wait until he eats and stuff like that.
Went cold every time.
Say that again?
My food went cold every single time. I never had a hot meal when we were eating with the Taekwondo community.
Yeah, and I think, like, imagine that nowadays, people would be like, I'm not waiting for that person to eat. I'm going to eat my food. I just think, like, the times are different, so.
We had to laugh, but we couldn't look above them. We couldn't look directly at them, so we had to look at their, like, neck. And that was, like, we taught that etiquette from day one. Like, when you're bound to someone, you have to look underneath the higher belt or whatever. But that's just part of, like, the culture around Taekwondo and, the Korean culture and whatever. It's very cool.
Yeah. But even in the hockey world, like when we go for team dinners, like rookies know that when their meal gets sat in front of them, they're not supposed to start eating until all the vets have their meal.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
And it's a stupid rule, but at the same time, it still happens.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
You guys watched the Michael Jordan?
That was awesome.
That's coming up. It's on my list.
I'm on number 2. And it was interesting because he's talking about being a rookie in the NBA. So I won't give away the spoilers for you if you haven't seen it yet. But fantastic show.
But wait till you see the end. And I mean, I'm not gonna. Obviously, it's real life, so you probably know what happens. But I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. But at the end of the day, what I got from that is that guy is a winner. You know what I mean? Like, at all costs, doesn't matter what. Like, I'm winning and you're either coming with me or you're not, but I'm going to win. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you want to talk about a guy who's motivated by championships and wanting to win, like, that's him, so.
Yeah, it's definitely inspiring for sure.
Yeah, no, it is. Some call it selfish, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? No, I mean, that was his job. His job was to go to win. And if he was going to go and, run a gym or do something else, I'm sure he would have done good at that too, because that's just the mindset, right? So that's what he was. But yeah.
Yep. Awesome, guys. I'm just looking at the time here. I am going to have to get going. It's getting a little bit late. But thank you very much for logging in, guys. And
we got fights this weekend too, so we got to do another one of these next week, right? So
Amanda Nunes and
Felicia Spencer and Aljamain Sterling and Corey Sandhagen's a good fight. There's a lot of good ones on that card. So
Sunsao,
Garbrandt and then Sunsao.
Garbrandt left his gym after all that talk about loyalty to his gym. He left his gym after.
Yeah. Go figure.
Whatever. That's a whole other topic. Right on, guys. Well, thank you very much, guys. And for those of you listening, log back in next week, man. We're getting regular with these podcasts. And don't forget, you can also, if you're listening live, you can check us out on YouTube. Dressed up in a blanket. Sonia dressed up in a blanket in the middle of, beginning of June. You can see that on YouTube. For you people on YouTube, you can download us on Podbean as well. All right, guys. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening, y'all.
Thanks, everybody.